In episode 1, I wanted to give my audience a background story of what my life looked like before sharing my milestones. Each and every one of us tells story all the time. We may not be writing them down or publishing them, but we do keep records of them. Every day it's revealed to us why we exist and where we are going, and why traumatic events happen as they do. It may feel like it's one disaster after another. But what happens when our optimism runs dry and you feel like all hope is gone? Days after the storm, we were still without food, water, electricity, and gas to travel. My husband made a conscious decision to pack up what we had, load into the car, leave our hometown, and head to Texas. After securing a home and registering our children in school and finding employment, we were able to breathe and found that Texas was the second largest state in the world. And although I desperately wanted to go back home and do what it is that I love, the one thing I will severely miss is the annual production of telling the story of the Passion of Christ. Was very huge for New Orleans on Good Friday. Everyone would come from all over to see the production. There were dances spearheaded by Sean Rouge and horses, and we had wailing women. The choir sang and the preachers preached, and it was a very humbling experience. But in my spirit, I knew that I would not be returning home no time soon. And after a while, I was at peace with that. And even though it was a devastating time for the city of New Orleans, some of us considered it to be a blessing in disguise. Due to the relocations, there was a lot of room to expand our businesses, our ministry, and just open up to a whole new different way of living.
So we're all tied together, and we're getting ready to hit the current. Oh my God, we're having that fire seven the time is the water is so good.
God was changing the temperature on our lives. And now that I'm able to breathe and I was able to look back and to see if there were signs of this upcoming season, and there were. After 9 years of writing, directing, and acting in my stage plays, I did notice a door that seemed to be closing on me after I stated that I wanted to start building my own brand, start building my own vision. I did have some hesitation from my place of worship, maybe because I wanted to brand out and concentrate on my production company. Sometimes God will allow doors to close so He can open up another door for you, and we have to be okay with that. So that was one of the signs that I did notice. Number 2, there was no more room to grow. After writing plays and performing at live events, at youth conferences, live church events, homeless shelters, youth prisons, we've done a lot. And Tyler Perry was the only one that was actually doing stage plays.
You know the city condemned your house. Did you take your medicine?
Yes, I did.
Good. You know you have to take it to stay in your right mind.
I'm in my right mind.
Well, tell me what day it is.
A day that the Lord has made. Ain't that what your mama always say?
Yeah, that's what my mama say.
You know I want her, don't you?
What do you mean you want her?
I want her. Just what I said. I want her. Where Pauline?
Just knowing that the pastor allowed me to express myself through writing plays, I was healing myself and healing others. So I will forever be grateful for Antoine Berrier. Number 3 would be God's provision. God will provide for you wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you're in New Orleans, if you're in Houston, if you're in Alabama, trusting in God to provide for my family in whatever state we were in. I found that sometimes God will take away his provision in one season to push you into the next season, because he knows how comfortable we can get and how we like things to stay the same. Sometimes being uncomfortable is the only way we'll be motivated to make a move. If it were not for Hurricane Katrina, we would have stayed in our comfort zone. As God moves you, his provision goes with you. The last thing is God will send help. The Bible tells us to write the vision and make it plain. No matter where you are, God will send people who are on the same page as you that are ready to assist and support your vision. And when you meet that tribe, you will know it. The energy between you two will stick like glue. So when the doubt and fear was over, God gave me my first assignment, and this was to work at the Boys and Girls Club of Houston. I created programs around abstinence, writing drama, and teaching lessons. The work was great, and my oldest son was hired on, and we tag team teaching script writing and acting. And then I started hearing God asking me to resign. I knew something was coming, because it has been a pattern. When God is getting ready to speak, my spirit is quiet and everything around me is quiet. So I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what it was. September 1st, 2017, I was making preparation for Hannah's birthday, and she woke up that morning and said that she had a stomach ache, and I know she had a fever. That day I called in and I took Hannah to the hospital. Within 17 hours, Hannah had went to be with the Lord. I immediately started bringing up my deeds. I am a worshiper. I pray. I fast. I'm honest. I'm a great mother, wife, servant, friend. I am an ordained minister of the gospel, for God's sake. I'm making sacrifices to live a pure life. What is it that you want from me? What did I do in my past life? Because this karma does not equal up to the person I am. I was so angry with God that I totally shut down. I was done with everything. For months, I cried out to God and I prayed. I didn't know where to turn, but I felt alone. I felt forsaken. You ever felt like that? Forsaken by God, the Creator. The embarrassment, the shame, and the humility we felt. We were devastated. People traveled from all over to be with us. This is now our second daughter that we have to bury. Parents don't bury their children. Children bury their parents. After months had passed by, I was slowly beginning to forgive God. Because I know that God could have intervened. But I had to seek his counsel. I had to seek his hand. I had to seek his healing and his favor and his comfort. And I did. And when I did, he led me to write. I had something in me that God was stirring up. And my life was orchestrated for these things to come forward. So in all the pressure and the pain that I felt, there was a deeper purpose. And I accepted that. After a while, as time went on, God gave me the grace and the courage to continue. What I thought would break me only stirred up the gift of creativity from within. I picked up where I left off and started sorting through my sermons in my journal. And I had over 200 pages written down, but now I need to transfer these stories into the book form. In 2013, I published my second inspirational self-help book catering to new believers and backsliders. It was clear to me that my life had become a testimony and God was using these things to help others. And I was okay with that. Well, looks like we're at the end. Thank you guys for joining me on episode 2, and I look forward to seeing you on episode 3. For more information, you can visit wisdomproductioninternational.org.